Welcome, everyone. As the chair of this meeting, you will hear me pop in and out to preside over motions and such. Right now, I need to ask our board secretary, Grace Brown, to report on quorum. Grace, can you please confirm the number of members participating tonight?
Hi, Preet. We have 21 members participating tonight, which constitutes a quorum.
That's amazing. Thank you. I hereby call this meeting to order today at 7:03 p.m. Let's turn the mic back over to our MC, Sheila.
Okay, thanks, Preet. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the current board members who are present this evening, as well as our staff team. So maybe people can just give a quick wave when I call your name. Our current board members include Grace Brown, Preet Kang, myself, as well as our treasurer, Nicholas Kwan Wong. Members at large include Alex Q, Imad Ghaffori, Jim Sandercock, Renee Alessio, and Scott Robson. Our staff team consists of our executive director, Heather McKenzie, our member service lead, Sally Hamill, our public outreach lead, Mackenzie Velders, and our solar training lead, Stephanie Westland. We also have an accountant that will be joining us tonight, Chris Schultz of King & Co., who compiled our financial statements, and 2 volunteers to help with vote tabulation, former staff members Haley Papato and Megan Sitch. It's been an absolute pleasure working with all of you. Okay, now we will review the agenda, which was in the package that was emailed to you a week ago and is on the screen now, and also has been placed in the chat if you prefer to reference it there. So to start this evening, we will have a brief voting and tech tutorial. Then we will seek to approve the meeting minutes from the 2023 AGM. Following that, we will provide an overview of our 2022-2023 annual report, as well as a brief and unique November 2023 report. We will then have our treasurer's report, followed by a motion to accept our 2022-23 financial statements and a motion to accept the November 2023 financial statements. We will then hold our board member election for the 10 positions that need to be filled. Finally, we will announce the recipients of our 2024 Lifetime Membership Award. Before we begin, I would like to request that any questions or comments asked during this AGM are provided in a respectful manner. Any disrespectful behavior towards our volunteer staff or members will not be tolerated during this forum. We thank you again for your attendance at this evening's meeting. With that, I will now open the floor to our Executive Director, Heather McKenzie, to provide a short meeting and voting technology tutorial. Heather?
Thanks, Sheila. Very nice again to see you all. So, quick tutorial. I'm going to do a real point form here for you. Just want you to note that all voting on motions this evening is going to be done through Zoom poll. The polls are going to automatically appear on your screen. Anyone can second a motion. So as mentioned previously, there's a raise hand option in the Zoom toolbar. So when you use this, your photo is automatically rotated to the top of the screen to get the speaker's attention. Please use this raise hand button to second motions, as well as to request the opportunity to comment or ask questions about motions during the discussion phase of the motions. If you can't do that for some reason, then you may physically raise your hand and wave it around, or type in the chat and we'll try and notice you. When it comes to the election of the 10 board members, we will be using an online Google form. The hyperlink to the vote will be placed in the chat for you when the time comes. Don't hit submit on the Google form until you're really comfortable with your 10 choices, because there are no do-overs. You're going to need to use the email and name that you registered for this event with on the Google form, because Haley and Megan are going to be verifying all the voters using that information. Make sure we don't have any sneaky voters. All right, Sheila.
Okay, thanks, Heather. So now we'll present a practice motion. So I move that Solar Alberta declares Alberta to be sunny.
This is where I come in as chair of this meeting and ask for a seconder to the motion. That can come from any one of the Solar Alberta members participating in this meeting. If you want to second the motion, just use the raise hand function below. Do we have a seconder? Thank you, Jem. Okay, Jem seconds the motion. At this point, I will ask if there are any comments or questions on the motion. Okay, and seeing no more hands raised or comments or questions in the comment. Let me check that. Yep. I now ask our staff to share the motion in the form of a poll to all participants. You should now all be able to vote for or against the motion. If you are signed in on a tablet, computer, or phone, you may need to touch a button at the top of your screen labeled something like poll available. Please go ahead and vote now. This is for practice. Are all the votes in, Mackenzie?
I'm still waiting for one more vote.
Thank you.
I think it's okay since the majority are in.
Sure. So it appears everyone has figured out how to vote. Mackenzie, will you be able to please share the results?
We have 20 votes in favor and 0 votes not in favor.
Thank you. The motion passes. Back to you, Sheila.
Okay, well, I think that was a pretty easy one. We're all aligned that we live in a sunny place. So next on the agenda, we will address the motion regarding the 2023 AGM minutes. The motion is in the meeting package and the minutes themselves were also provided in that same PDF. So with that preamble, I will now move to approve the attached minutes from the 2023 Solar Energy Society of Alberta AGM held on April 5th, 2023.
Would anyone like to second this motion? No seconders? Thank you, Grace. Grace seconds the motion. Any comments or questions about the motion? Okay. Seeing no more, we will now move to the vote. Mackenzie, could you please share the motion for all to vote? Please vote now. And if your device does not allow you to vote, please take a second to type in the chat. That would also work as an alternative. How are the votes looking, Mackenzie?
19 of 21 people have voted.
Sure. Thank you, David. He was not at last year's meeting, so I abstain. Also able to take a look at the AGM minutes and review. Okay, do we have a clear majority vote?
You have 19 of 21, so I think that is majority.
Okay, so those are 19 in favor and
Yes.
3 abstain? Oh,
No,
okay.
sorry. 19 votes in total. 19
Okay.
approve, 0 have not answered, and there's 0 that do not approve. Sorry, that is what I meant.
Thank you for clarifying. The motion passes. Now Sheila and I will review the fiscal year 2023, which ran from November 2022 to October 2023, as well as providing a special mini year report on November 2023. Solar Alberta's fiscal year 23 saw incredible growth in members, revenue, seminar participation, newsletter subscriptions, and online following. Internally, the board engaged in developing and approving several critical policies that set the stage for impactful operations. These policies reflect our values of ethical conduct, effective internal communication, organized external engagement, responsible procurement, and a nurturing and inclusive work environment. Externally, we significantly expanded our advocacy and outreach efforts, furthering education regarding solar and related technologies. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the board of directors for their many contributions. You are all so awesome. A special thanks goes out to Nicholas, Amy, Jeffy, and Alex, who have contributed so much to Solar Alberta, but sadly won't be returning to the board following this AGM. I wish all of you success in your future ventures, whatever shade of green or yellow they may be. In addition to our 12 board volunteers, I want to acknowledge and also thank our general volunteers. We were fortunate to have 65 general volunteers this past year and 7 volunteers through the University of Alberta Community Service Learning Program.
Okay, together with our staff and volunteers, this member-driven organization has not only grown Solar Alberta, but we have also brought about meaningful change in Alberta. In addition to educating thousands of Albertans and connecting the public directly with solar sector professionals, among other game-changing initiatives, we completed over 40 concrete advocacy engagements, such as meetings and consultations with various orders of government. Our advocacy work this past year involved securing more funds for commercial solar incentives from the Energy Savings Program in business, securing more funds for residential solar incentives, and advancing solar-ready building construction through the City of Edmonton, advising the federal government on how to improve the Canada Greener Home program, working with all the major distributors to get them on the same page regarding heat pumps and solar in Alberta, and leading a grassroots Rise Up for Renewables campaign in response to the provincial moratorium on renewable power plants. Lawn signs are still available through our website, and we hope that you will continue to display one in perpetuity, since we have learned that as solar proponents, we can never let our guard down. It is important to note that when surveying our members last year, overwhelmingly, the respondents identified the most meaningful benefit has been Solar Alberta's advocacy work.
With respect to our industry-focused live online courses, we educated 161 students in 2023 by delivering 12 different courses over 7 unique topics. Overall, this was an increase from 89 students last year. Compared to previous years, we also saw a significant increase in students from Calgary. For the second year in a row, we continued offering on-demand courses for purchase. 70 of our on-demand professional development courses were purchased, an increase from 31 purchases the previous year. 100% of our course survey respondents said that they found the presenter knowledgeable, and 93% of respondents said the course met their expectations. This year, we continued offering a diversity discount for our classes as part of our commitment to a just and sustainable energy transition in Alberta. The goal of this discount is to increase the accessibility of our courses for equity-deserving people. This will help to further diversify the solar sector in Alberta. This discount is intended for those who have barriers to equal access, opportunities, and resources due to disadvantage and discrimination. This code was used by 19 individuals to purchase 25 courses. We also teamed up with Relay Education this year to host a free career training in renewables program in summer 2023. We helped provide 4 full days of in-person training for 36 equity-deserving participants in Edmonton and Calgary. We are very pleased to report that with respect to ethnic diversity, our classroom is now almost mirroring the cultural diversity of the broader Alberta population. This is a goal we have been working towards for a number of years. One area we have identified that is in need of improvements is the engagement of women in our professional training courses. Currently, the number of women participating is quite low, and it has not been increasing over time. Our staff team have been working hard to fix this issue and could use your help. If you're able, please think of some women in your lives who could benefit from our courses and let them know they're eligible for our 20% diversity discount.
Within the 2023 Solar Seminar Series, we were pleased to offer online seminars on 9 unique topics. At these seminars, we had over 850 live online attendees. This was an increase of approximately 7 attendees per seminar from the previous year. We also had more than 1,400 views of the recordings, which are still available for free on Solar Alberta's YouTube channel. This was an increase of over 600 views from last year. Additionally, we hosted 3 different networking style events this year: an International Women's Day online gathering for women and non-binary folks who are working in the renewables sector, a networking and trade show event in Edmonton, and a mixer in Calgary. These events attracted over 200 people.
In February of 2023, we hosted the 2023 Solar Show, which featured 10 sessions over 5 days. The 23 Solar Show had over 800 attendees, which was about 200 more than last year. People joined us from across Alberta and beyond. We had 49% of registrants from Edmonton, 30% from Calgary, and 8% from outside of Alberta. One demographic shift to note this year was an 8% increase in event participation by women. We are proud of this achievement, yet women still only make up 34% of event attendees, and so we will continue to take steps to attract more women and other diverse groups to our events. The free Solar Show content is still available for viewing on our YouTube channel, along with all of our previous Solar Show and seminar content. The paid Solar Show content is available as recordings on our Solar Alberta website store.
In addition to our regular educational programs, we completed 57 presentations, interviews, and community engagements. This was an increase of 10 from the year before. In terms of public outreach, we've also been working hard to increase our presence on social media. Our social media following grew by about 2,700 followers to reach over 14,300 followers by the end of October. Although we are still active on 4 different platforms, there has been a definite shift from Facebook to LinkedIn in this past year as our primary way of engaging the public. In addition to an increased social media content and engagement, our newsletter subscriber count grew by 1,500 to almost 7,000 subscribers. Not only do we have more subscribers, but we continue to have an incredibly engaged audience. With the member newsletter open rate of 61% and a general newsletter open rate of 34%, we are well above the average nonprofit open rates. This year, we added a new newsletter, our Business Member Blast, which means we are now sending 3 monthly newsletters.
You're muted, Preet.
Sorry about that. We have also continued to increase the value of our ongoing member services, such as our online directory and our online map showing installations around the province. We began collecting data on how many site visits those 2 services get to demonstrate the value to our members. From March to October 2023, in just 7 short months, we had over 34,000 directory page views and over 6,000 installation map views. We also had over 3,000 views of our job listings page, which is a member service that we added and improved upon in recent years. We are very proud that our members truly come from all over the province. 375 of them are from Calgary, 371 from Edmonton, 66 from Central Alberta, 65 are from Southern Alberta, 23 from Northern Alberta. We even have 31 members that are based outside of Alberta. These are mostly business members that do work in Alberta. We also experienced a massive increase in our individual membership in fiscal year 2023. The growth was largely attributable to our new bulk individual member purchase discount, which one of our business members took advantage of in May and June. They opted to gift all of their new customers with the benefits of membership through us. As of October 31st, 2023, we have 931 members. 82% of them were individuals and 18% of them were businesses. At the end of October, 66% of our business members were small businesses, and we derived 47% of our business member revenue last year from our small business members. This year, we introduced new membership streams and continue to introduce a number of new services for our members. We are now pleased to offer solar-powered business and solar-powered community organization categories of membership for organizations that have solar arrays and are proud microgenerators. We also now have a page on the website dedicated to investing in solar so that members can have investment opportunities displayed prominently.
This year, we renamed our corporate sponsor members to Gold supporters and introduced a new category of Silver supporters. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our 2023 Gold supporters, including ATCO, EPCOR, NMAX, and Zeno. As you could imagine, our Gold and Silver supporters are very important to Solar Alberta to advocate and educate towards a just and sustainable energy future.
In 2023, the board made the decision to shift our fiscal year so that it would end annually on November 30 rather than October 31st. This shift will allow more time to plan our AGM, review our financials, and complete our extensive annual reporting process after hosting the solar show. The CRA approved a request to shift the fiscal year end, and as part of that approval, we were required to file a mini year-end return for November 2023. As such, our annual report includes both a standard financial review for the full past fiscal year, which was November 2022 to October 2023, and a financial information report for November 2023 alone. We will also be voting on both today. Some highlights from the November 2023 include abnormally high membership revenue due to the introduction of our new Silver supporter category, significant advocacy related to provincial moratorium on renewables and the Canada Greener Homes Grant, and the purchase of new Solar Alberta toques, which are on sale on our website. Let's give a big thank you to our new Silver supporters, Horizon Energy, Energy Smart Canada, and Rocky Mountain Solar Company. In November, the board also made some significant updates to Alberta's Solar Business Code of Conduct related to door-to-door sales, treatment of staff, volunteer and board members, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Solar Alberta directory was updated in November to include the opportunity for business members to feature their various certifications, such as being a B Corp certified or a living wage employer. Lastly, based on member feedback from last year, we launched a pilot bundle of our 4 technical courses, and this has proven to be very successful.
Okay, and with that, I would like to now to call upon the Treasurer of Solar Alberta, Nicholas Kwan Wong, to present the Treasurer's report.
Thanks, Sheila. Good evening, everyone. In the email package that was delivered out earlier, you'll find the full financial statements for last year. Right now, we'll go over those statements and yeah, we'll run over what the results were. So overall, the story is good news. We continue to be in a very healthy financial position. In terms of revenue, we grew from about $251,000 in 2022 to $317,000 in 2023, so quite a big increase. The reason for that increase is because of increased memberships and the change for how we accounted for memberships in the past year. And we've also had significant increases in course and donation revenue. The revenue from grants and government supports has decreased as there are no longer any COVID-related supports in place. Our expenses did also increase. We went from approximately $262,000 in 2022 to $297,000 in 2023, which kind of makes sense. The reason for this is as an organization that offers a lot of services such as educational programs, community building activities, and ongoing advocacy, we did see, it's no surprise to learn that a lot of our expenditures are for human resources and for staffing. But that being said, if you look at the bar graph, you'll see that we did not see any significant increases in our staffing expenses. One other expense increase that we saw was in the office line item, and that's primarily because we invested in a one-time mail out to all micro generators in Alberta, as well as the purchase of hundreds of lawn signs for our Rise Up for Renewables campaign, following the announcement of the moratorium on renewable power plants. So by the end of the year, we're in the green. So we ran a profit of about $20,000. And yeah, I am very proud to report, and I think this is testament to the team's work, that we've established a healthy reserve fund that'll cover approximately 1/4, so 3 months of all human resource expenses should any significant issues arise. So we have quite a bit of a reserve fund there. From a cash flow perspective, we are also quite healthy, given most of our current assets are being held in cash, which is a more than sufficient amount for current operations. And we ended the year with $124,071 in cash. This is lower than last year because we are at the end of our 2-year casino fund cycle. And so that'll jump up again shortly now that we have completed a January 2024 casino. As mentioned before, your package also contains a mini financial statement for just the month of November 2023. The reason for that is to allow us to shift our fiscal year end. And yeah, so in November, we saw revenue of about $30,000, again, mostly from streams of membership and teaching revenue. And we saw expenses of $24,000, primarily HR related. So that yields a net profit of about $6,000, which is most likely one of our best Novembers ever, just also given the new silver supporters that Preet mentioned earlier. So thank you for that. And hopefully that trend continues. And with that, I'll turn the mic back over to you, Sheila.
Okay, thank you for your report, Nick. I now move to accept the attached financial year 2023 financial statements for the Solar Energy Society of Alberta as presented by the Treasurer at the 2024 AGM. So this is the full year.
Thank you, Sheila. Could I please get a second? Thank you, Ken Alexander, who seconds the motion. Any questions or comments? Just a reminder that we do have our accountant, Chris, of King & Co. with us this evening for any particular skill testing questions. Budgets are fun. Okay, I'll give it a few more seconds. Not seeing any comments or questions on the motion currently on the floor. Let's move to a vote. Mackenzie, could you please share the motion to all for voting? Please take a second to vote. Mackenzie, how are the votes looking?
We have 20 out of 21 votes.
Thank you. Perhaps the last one is Jim, as his phone was not cooperating to vote. We'll wait another second. Any additions?
Yes, we have all of the votes in now, and there are 21 votes in favor, 0 votes not in favor.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, the next motion is to approve the November 2023, so our little mini year. So I move to accept the attached financial year November 2023 financial statements for the Solar Energy Society of Alberta as presented by the treasurer at the 2024 AGM.
Thank you, Sheila. Could I please get a second? Thank you, Renee. Renee seconds the motion. Any comments or questions regarding our mini year? Okay, if not, let's move to the vote. Mackenzie, could you please share the poll for voting? You should all be able to vote now. Please take a second to do so. How are the votes looking now?
We have 19 of 21 who have responded.
I feel like I ask you 2 or 3 seconds too early each time.
We now have 20 of 20 responses. There are 20 in favor and 0 that are not in favor.
Okay, thank you. And so the motion passes. Thank you everyone for going through those polls and voting. Now it's time to elect the 10 volunteers to serve on the board of directors. There are typically 12 board members, but 2 are in the middle of their first term and as such do not need to run for re-election. There are 5 current board members seeking re-election as part of this process. And altogether, you will be electing 10 board members in total. As a volunteer policy governance board, the board manages the work of the executive director and provides high-level oversight to Solar Alberta. The board's areas of focus are finance, fundraising, human resources, environmental social governance considerations, as well as solar industry ethics. We aim to attract skilled and committed individuals to help fulfill our mandate. It is also our aim to have a board which reflects the diversity of the communities we serve. We are fortunate to have an impressive pool of 15 Solar Alberta members willing to take on this important responsibility in addition to the 2 already sitting members. And in your attendance package, you received a list of all candidates. Hopefully you had time to review the candidates and decide on the 10 candidates you are voting for. Mackenzie, would you please post a link to the meeting package now in the chat, just in case anyone needs to quickly glance at the candidates again? And we'll give a second for that. Thank you. We required that candidates submit their information early and provided this information in advance to all of you in order to ensure you have a chance to be well informed before voting. The board also reviewed the candidates, flagged the 5 incumbents, and flagged 5 recommended new candidates at the top of the candidate package. When determining the recommended board members for the coming year, the current board considered a wide variety of factors, including experience within Solar Alberta and the solar industry, regional representation, diversity, and knowledge skills that are related to the needs of the board at this time. This all said, please note that Solar Alberta's membership is free to vote for whomever they choose, based on whichever criteria they deem important. A secret ballot will be used to protect voter anonymity. Please note that all candidates have committed to serving an initial 3-year term of office, volunteering approximately 3 to 5 hours per week, attending board meetings, participating on board committees, providing fundraising and promotional support, and supporting our mission in general. All candidates are also required to openly identify potential conflicts of interest and adhere to Solar Alberta's bylaws, board code of conduct, and policies. Those of us currently serving on the board encourage you to consider the value of specific experience and expertise to our board, as well as the value of diversity in a group making important governance and policy decisions. The Board of Directors of Solar Alberta would prefer that the voting membership selects board members who possess qualities which may include the following. First, financial acumen with current knowledge of accounting practices and a willingness to take on the treasurer role. Second, solar industry insight, knowledge, and experience. Third, well-networked individuals who are willing and able to actively and regularly promote our events, fundraisers, and advocacy initiatives. You will now have the opportunity to vote for 10 of these 15 candidates to serve on our board. Here's how to vote. Shortly, you will see a link in the chat, which has been pasted. That link will take you to an online Google ballot form listing all of our candidates. The 5 incumbents and 5 board recommended candidates are indicated at the top of the list. Note you will need to enter your first and last name. We need your name to confirm that we only count the votes of individual members and only 1 vote per member. This is keeping with our bylaws. So we will only accept ballots with the member name. No Solar Alberta members will be involved in the vote count, and staff will ensure each person's vote is kept confidential. We have 2 individuals overseeing the ballot collection, Megan and Haley. Megan and Haley are unconflicted in that they are former employees of Solar Alberta who are not currently members and are volunteering their time to help oversee this process and inspect the election results as they come in. Megan and Haley will independently assess the returns. Once the membership and registration associated with each vote is confirmed, and they have double checked that there was just 1 vote per member, they will send their final tally to 3 board members who will ensure that the assessment of the 2 counters is the same. Mackenzie, could you please show the link now? Thank you. The link has been pasted in the chat. All members, please click on the link which will lead you to a Google voting form. You can go ahead and start voting for those 10 candidates now. And please let us know if you're having any issues. You can type in the chat function to Mackenzie if you are. We will wait a few minutes until all votes appear to be in, so you should not feel rushed. Please take your time. When you are done, click on the submit button. A couple of things about the submit button. If you are having any trouble finding it, you may need to scroll down. It's at the very bottom of the ballot, below the list of candidates. If you are on a phone or tablet, you may need to scroll the whole screen as well as the poll inside the screen. Also, please double check your ballot before hitting submit. We have no way to change or reset your vote once it is submitted. Now, I'll leave you some quiet space to complete your ballots. Thanks. We've received 11 responses so far. Take the time that you need. Mackenzie, are most of the votes in now?
There's 18 votes in now.
Thank you. We'll wait a few more minutes. Mackenzie, let me know when the 21 come in.
There's still only 18 votes, but there is a clear majority for 10 of the candidates that are being voted for.
Oh, sure, no problem. In the interest of time, please continue to vote if you are still doing so. And thank you for your participation. Megan and Haley will now begin the process of confirming and tabulating. We will share the final verified results as soon as possible with all members, possibly later tonight or via email following the event.
Okay. Thank you, Preet. And now to wrap up our event. We are delighted to announce our 2024 Lifetime Membership Award recipients. All of our award winners were nominated by Solar Alberta members because they have been long-time dedicated contributors to solar in Alberta. Please join us in congratulating, in no particular order, Dr. Sarah Hastings-Simon, David Kelly, and Jordan Newcomb. It's great to see that all of you are able to join us here this evening. So, Dr. Sarah Hastings-Simon is an associate professor in the Department of Earth, Energy, and the Environment at the University of Calgary and co-host of the Energy versus Climate podcast. Sarah's numerous publications and academic research provide clear scientific guidance for Alberta's transition towards a clean and affordable energy system. She provides in-depth analysis, recommendations, and public commentary on energy and environmental policy, including solar development. Sarah is also the founding director of Business Renewable Centre Canada. Thank you, Sarah. Our next recipient is David Kelly, and David Kelly is a co-founder of Skyfire Energy Inc., alongside Tim Schulhauser and David Vonish. Skyfire installed the first megawatt scale projects in both BC and Alberta and continues to grow and provide quality installations, having installed approximately 30% of the microgen systems in Alberta. David has held board positions with the Canadian Solar Industries Association and the Solar Energy Society of Alberta, and contributed to the Alberta Microgen Act and solar permitting process in Calgary. In 2001, David installed a 600-watt grid-tied solar system on his roof, and he continues to drive positive change and support the industry by teaching about solar across Canada. Thank you, David, and congratulations. Jordan Newcomb has been a solar installer for almost 9 years, offering a no-nonsense approach by being upfront about the costs, systems, and expectations. He works tirelessly to promote the benefits of solar, educate the public, and promote solar as a positive for homes and the environment. By being responsive to customers and going above and beyond to make sure every system is designed and installed to the highest standards, he has received many 5-star reviews. Jordan is a trusted source in our community and has been recruited to many expanding areas to install solar. We are very fortunate to have these movers and shakers in our province and in our sector. Again, congratulations to all of you, and thanks for joining us this evening. So maybe just a check-in to see if we are able to announce now or if they will be emailed later.
Of course. Give me 1 second to take a look. Or perhaps I could just ask Haley or Megan, were you able to consolidate and tabulate?
We still just have 18 out of 21, but there are a clear top 10. So yes, I can send that along.
Thank you. What
That's
do you
I have
think?
as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. There weren't any more votes coming in, but so obviously the top 10 hasn't changed, but they are a clear majority. So I have emailed that along to the pre-agreed
Thank
folks.
you. Sheila, what do you think we should do in this circumstance now that there's 18 only coming in and we are waiting for a few more? Do you feel comfortable announcing, or shall we wait until after the AGM?
Yeah, I think it might be better just to make sure we take our time and do things and double check rather than rushing it and having an error.
Amazing. I definitely agree with that.
Just as a point of order, though, I don't think we should allow any voting after you conclude the meeting. So
Okay.
I think it would be a bit odd to have the voting carry on when you announce the meeting adjourned. So
Of course.
I will shut down the forum at that point, just so you're aware.
Okay,
That's a
so
great
maybe
idea,
just-
Heather.
Yeah, maybe Dale has made a comment about, maybe if there's somebody that does need more time, they could raise their hand or something at the moment and make sure that we give them the time that they need. We'll just pause for a moment before wrapping
Sure.
up.
Sounds good.
I think it is possible that if some people didn't have a chance to review the board candidate package, they may be opting not to vote because they didn't have that opportunity. I've certainly seen that happen before when people don't feel they can make an informed vote.
Okay, well, 18 is still a reasonable number, 18 out of 21, so.
Yeah, and the final 3 votes would not impact the outcome.
Right. In that case, what do you say, Sheila? Shall we end the meeting?
Sure, we can wrap up. And that would bring us to the end of our meeting, to our 2024 AGM. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of our staff, our board members and volunteers who worked so very hard this last year in contributing to the continued success of Solar Alberta. It was truly an amazing year. As well, we would like to thank all of our members, partners, and corporate sponsors for their continued support. Without you, none of this would be possible. So with that, I would move to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and follow us on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please be aware that we are currently looking for contributions to our online silent auction, and we are always accepting monetary donations through our website. We will pop the link in the chat. We are also hosting a session about Canada's path to a net zero grid tomorrow at noon, and an in-person networking event in Calgary on May 23rd at 4 p.m. I'd like to take this opportunity to encourage you to register to those who attended. We will again put the link in the chat. I will now declare this meeting officially adjourned at 7:54 p.m. However, you are very welcome to stay on and visit. We look forward to seeing you at our future events. Thank you again and have a great night.